Daily. This is Mr. from Union High School in Vancouver, Washington. Today's topic is 3.2, enzyme catalysis. So what will we learn today? In today's lesson, we're going to go over what are the different types of control groups, what is the use of each type of control group, and then how are control groups different from control variables. So let's dive in. A controlled experiment is a scientific investigation. There are two types of tests set up in a controlled experiment. First, you have the control test or control group. It generates data under conditions with no treatment or no manipulation. It also generates data under normal or unchanged conditions, and it is considered the baseline data. The other group is the experimental test or group. It generates data under abnormal or unknown conditions. It also generates data under treated or manipulated conditions. Test results often compared with control test results to help determine possible impacts of a treatment or manipulation. A control group is used as a standard for comparison. One type of control group is a negative control. The negative control is not exposed to the experimental treatment or any treatment known to have an effect. A positive control group is exposed to a treatment that has a known effect. It is not exposed to the experimental treatment. Both types of controls can be used to validate experimental procedures. Controlled variables are aspects of an experiment that could be changed but are intentionally not changed. They are important to help isolate and identify the impact of intentional change or treatment. Only variables known to have an impact should be considered as possible controlled variables. Controlled variables are also known as constants. So let's look at an example. For this example, I would like you to pause your video and then first examine the data table and ask yourself what you see and what it means. Then read the prompt and look for the bold-faced word, that's the task verb, and then ask yourself, what are you being asked to do? Then reread the prompt and formulate your answer. Once you have your answer formulated, push play. Welcome back. For this question, you were asked to identify the control group of the investigation that involved looking at the effect of various temperatures on the enzyme activity of peroxidase. Your answer should have been the control group is equal to 37 degrees Celsius. This test represents the normal temperatures for human cells. This would be an example of a positive control. It's exposed to a treatment that has a known effect. Now let's practice. For this practice, the skill focus is going to be questions and methods. You're going to look at identifying experimental procedures that are aligned to the question, including justifying appropriate controls. So let's take a look at the practice. So again, I want you to pause your video, and then I want you to examine the data table and ask yourself what you see and what it means. Then read the prompt and look for the bold-faced words that are the task verbs, and then ask yourself, what are you being asked to do? Then reread the prompt and formulate your answer. Once you have your answer formulated, push play again. Welcome back. For this question, you were asked to propose a negative control for the experiment that looked at the effect of pH on the enzyme polyphenol oxidase and justified the purpose of the control. Your answer should be one of three different negative controls. One, reaction without an enzyme, which confirms the enzyme is not necessary. Another choice would be reaction with denatured enzyme, which confirms that active enzymes are necessary. And then finally, reaction under anaerobic conditions, meaning no oxygen, and it confirms oxygen is necessary for the reaction. So what should you take away from this lesson? First, The two types of control groups are negative and positive control groups. Positive control groups are mainly used to confirm a known effect. Negative control groups are mainly used to confirm results in the absence of any kind of treatment. Results from control tests are used as baseline data. And finally, control variables are aspects of an experiment left unchanged across all tests to avoid additional impacts on results. Well, I hope today's video was helpful. Until next time, thank you.